a lot of money, really. But it's worth every penny, actually, because... And Veronica really looks forward to them coming as well. And because she's quite tall, they kind of look like pals going out now. You know, because they're sort of, you know, in their 20s. And it's really sweet. It's really, really sweet.
And nice for her to have different relationships.
It's really nice for her. And it's not some random person coming who Veronica doesn't really know. It's like, oh, Benita's coming, or Lisa's coming. And Veronica's like, oh, wow.
So just going back to sort of diagnosis, I mean, how did it impact you at the time, and then how do you feel like it has impacted your life generally?
Well, because I was so sure that Veronica was different from about 6 months, it never impacted me. I just knew that there was something, and I wanted to make sure that she was accessing everything that she could and should. That's always been my drive. And we don't have any other children, so it's not like I can compare and contrast her development necessarily. What I have found, what I'm finding now, I think, as Veronica gets older, is that my family are a bit sick and tired of hearing about Veronica being disabled.
Really?
I think the cumulative effect, you know, it was all very sort of, everyone pitching in help when she was little, and oh goodness me, you know, she's autistic, you know, and you know, whereas now it's like nothing's changed. She's still the same girl, but they've kind of used up all their energy in a way. So I'm finding that the impact of her diagnosis is much greater the older she gets.
Right. Yeah. Sort of. And,
I think.
Yeah, and it sounds like at the time that you didn't have a sort of one diagnosis almost. You didn't have this one point where there was a diagnosis. It was like a process.
Yeah, it was a process.
Something that you seemed very aware of.
I knew that she was. I could see she was different, and I, you know, I assumed everyone. I mean, the first community paediatrician that we saw, I think, thought Veronica had cerebral palsy as well, by the way that she'd started to walk, but it was really, really, really wobbly, in a cerebral palsy wobbly way. So I think everyone was really surprised that her MRI scan didn't really show very much. Well, it was just a normal MRI as far as they could tell. The impact, the actual day of the diagnosis didn't really, there was no impact. I wasn't. It was just, you know, and when she did have her ADOS test, I mean, you know, she could have looked more autistic. You know, no interest whatsoever in anything that was going on. Nothing.
So it's not like you knew what the outcome was going to be almost.
And it's like, you know, they don't tell you there and then, but it's like, you know, she is, isn't she? I think so, but we'll send a letter in the post with the results.
So was there a point where you kind of, I don't know whether you've ever actually had this point, because I know it's a sort of ongoing process, where you felt like you were kind of just processing what it means in terms of your life and your life with your husband?
No, I mean, I think my biggest thing about diagnosis and Veronica being different, I'll probably cry, is the future. I don't care about her diagnosis, really. As long as she's in the right place, it's the best place that I can find for her. It's not perfect. Nowhere's going to be perfect. I know that. But it's about trying to work out where an acceptable compromise is. And that's, it's the future. It is how, because I take up a lot of time doing all of this. Because this is sort of my role, and Sal, you know, has his normal life, which sometimes, you know, like today, funnily enough, this morning he went off to work and he's going to the gym straight afterwards, so he just casually says, so I'll be home at 8:30, and I was like, oh, will you? Good for you.
Does it feel like that sometimes?
I'll be here.
Yeah.
I won't be able to go out. You just do your thing.
Yeah.
It honestly, I don't very often think that, but weirdly today I do. There was just something about him. Maybe he had a swagger this morning. I don't know.
Yeah, so sometimes it just strikes you that actually, yeah, you're having quite a normal life, but my life's quite consumed with this caring role.
Yeah. Well, it's constantly, you know, like I said before, it's like constantly trying to work out, being vigilant the whole time, and it can be quite wearing.
Yeah. So there is that sort of constant thinking about what they need, looking after them, making sure they're safe. You know, all that.
Yeah,
kind of
and because Veronica's in an out of borough school, I am particularly conscious of what might happen, and what we might have to do. So that's it for me. The impact is thinking about the future. That's the impact of Veronica's diagnosis. It's not the diagnosis itself, because who she is who she is.
And it sounds like you're incredibly accepting of that, and that's, you know, just been getting on with it, but you're thinking it all the time. It's like that sort of thought of the future, what's going to happen in the future. And it's safeguarding, you know, she's a girl. She's non-verbal, you know, and you know, there are some really sick people out there, and you know, she could be in a care home and anyone could do anything. You know, she wouldn't be able to say anything. All that people would notice is that she was particularly grumpy or shouty or something, but everyone would just think, oh, she's autistic, she's always shouty. They would never think, oh, hang on a minute, has something happened? Whereas I would know, I can look at Veronica and there'd be a look in her eye and I think, oh God, she's about to get a cold. But she'd have no other symptoms. I just see something. Because you're so tuned in. So it's that. And I have, that's what I struggle with, and that's what I have to really, really force myself to not really think about, and just think about the here and now, and what, you know. So that's the way you cope with it. Actually, is trying not to.
It is.
Try not to think about it at the same time as actually doing quite a lot of work to prepare as well.
It's the preparing, which is but it's also what I try and do is, you know, a friend of mine said, you know, what you need to try and do is have a focus for the day. So, you know, like just before you came, I went and got some eggs so we can make pancakes. Well, make pancakes after school. Because Veronica, she doesn't mind stirring things, so we'll make pancakes. And that's going to be my thing that I think about. What am I going to do for Veronica today? We're going to make pancakes after school. And that makes it sound like it's quite normal and quite nice. I know what the reality of all of that is. I've gone to buy the eggs. I'll be doing most of the pancake making. She won't be remotely interested once it's in the saucepan. She won't even notice, really. And then she'll go back onto her iPad, then, hey presto, the pancakes will be made, and then she'll be like, ooh. But I don't know if there's any connection between her realising that what she was stirring that went into the pan is now what's on her plate. There's a little bit.
And I suppose it gives that opportunity, doesn't it? You don't know, but you are creating those opportunities, and I suppose that's the most you can do.
But that's the only way that my brain can. I have to think about doing something like that every day, because otherwise I do think about, oh, she's in an out of borough school, and what happens if this, and what happens if that, and I've heard that so and so said such and such to someone else, and you know, I've read this on Facebook, and oh no, what does that mean? And oh, there's going to be £12 million worth of debt, and you know, I have done an awful lot of that on Twitter for various organisations, and I've stopped. I'm not doing it anymore. I've learnt a lot. I've learnt a real lot. And there's some incredible people out there. But I can't have it all in my head.
No. Because it's a constant what if. It sounds like a constant anxiety.
It's constant. It's constant. And actually, it's so constant it becomes toxic. And there's nothing joyful about it. There's never any joy.
No.
It's all about cuts. It's all about bad practice. It's all about learning disability death.